First and foremost, I like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And a sincere salutation to you, Akim, and you, Aqua, to believe in all sincerity. So today I have 3 videos that I would like to play. Okay, they're fairly long, so I'm going to get right to it. Okay, but I want to start with this right here. Okay. President Nicolas Maduro, all right, claiming that the Argentinian president and Elon Musk are in a satanic cult, okay? And this is just more abominable filth that we've spoken on this, but it's always good to, get a video, get some visual on it. But let's go ahead and play it.
Con el diablo, con los símbolos diabólicos que maneja Elon Musk. Miren su perfil y los símbolos diabólicos que tiene en su pecho. Son sectas satánicas del poder estadounidense que han articulado sectas como la de Milei, o en Venezuela sectas satánicas como el fascismo que ha atacado al país. Es una lucha de carácter espiritual entre el bien y el mal, entre el odio, la mentira, el engaño, el fascismo, porque ustedes saben todo el ocultismo que hubo detrás de Hitler. Me dijeron exactamente lo que hay que...
We have President Maduro, all right, claiming that, Elon Musk is in a satanic cult, and basically that the power of America, is backed by such cults, okay? And it's a spiritual battle between good and evil, between lies, hoax, fascism, okay? Just run the video back. And he also went to mention Argentinian President Javier Milei, okay? And these things are of Satan, okay? And so, no wonder they took this guy out of Venezuela, okay? Because he spoke too much, all right? Not only that, but they have a lot of natural resources, all right? And Esau knows that he's depleting the earth, okay? He's truly destroying the earth, okay, of its natural resources. You see? So now you see how Esau works. You can't speak against him, or you can't go against his agenda, or they'll ruin your life, literally. This is 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Okay, that wicked is Esau, Edom. Okay, according to Malachi 1:4. Okay, they are the border of wickedness. And so the Lord is consuming them with the spirit of his mouth, which is what? The prophets. Tells you that in Luke 1:70, that the Lord always spoke by the mouth of his prophets, man. And he's also going to destroy with the brightness of his coming. When the Lord returns, okay, in those chariots, okay, they're going to be destroyed. You see, by fire. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. NLT, the man will come to do the work of Satan with the counterfeit power and signs and miracles. And that's not talking about one man, okay? Because the scriptures say there's many antichrists. Christians push that there's just one antichrist, but no. This man, which is Esau, Edom, the Edomites, they'll come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power, signs, and miracles, man. You see? And so that MOTB, the 6G, all right, this new system that they're going to implement on the earth, and they're already doing it. They already got chip plants. They already got data centers to push to store data. They're already processing a bunch of chips, and so it's here, man. Okay, with counterfeit power, signs, and lying wonders, because this is all, AI is artificial. Okay, exactly like it says, it's artificial. It's not to the to the extent of the Most High Yahweh Bashim El Shai. What does it tell you in Ezekiel? That you're just a man. Okay? You're just a man. This is Ephesians. Is that 6? And 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, okay, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And he said that it's a spiritual war. You know, we're saying that the much more now. People that are coming against us, they're coming against this truth, is because they are for Satan. Okay, they are for this system. They're not for Yahweh Bashim El Shai, because if they were, their actions would prove that. You see? And so this is what we're wrestling against. It's not against, this is not a physical fight. It's a spiritual fight. Because, see, they're doing this in the dark. And so that's why we have to expose it. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of the faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Okay, so we have to be girded. Okay, with truth, righteousness, prepared to speak the gospel. Okay, having faith. That we're able to quench the fiery darts, because they're pushing a wicked agenda under our noses. Let's get this one.
Justin Bieber has nothing left to lose. He's torching the music industry, revealing its biggest stars are forced to sacrifice children to fuel their success. And he has the proof. Bieber's target? Taylor Swift. He says she's not who the world believes. She's satanic royalty, the secret daughter of Church of Satan founder Anton LaVey, born from his own incestuous relationship with daughter Xena. That's why Taylor looks like her mother, who is also her sister. Born male and inverted at birth per satanic custom, Swift was handed the keys to global stardom. But the elite demanded payment in blood. And that's where Bieber's account gets very dark very quickly. The entire industry is in panic mode, because Bieber is not dealing in metaphors anymore. No more coded lyrics and symbolic videos. Bieber is saying it out loud, naming names, and exposing their darkest secrets. He's done playing their game, and now they're on notice. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our incredible community, support the channel, and gain access to exclusive...
Okay, how much of that is true, okay, about Taylor Swift? I don't know, but I will say this. That these celebrities, they do eat infants and they do drink blood, okay? And so, we wouldn't, I wouldn't put it past them, okay? Because look at this. This is pretty long.
Celine Dion is begging for your forgiveness. Not for faking her illness, not for the years of deception, but for drinking the blood of children. In extremely disturbing, uncensored tapes obtained by this show, the global icon breaks down and admits what she spent a fortune to hide. She's fatally addicted to the pure liquid rush of adrenochrome. And the extreme quantity she's been drinking have left her own medical team shocked that she's still alive.
I ate children. I drank blood.
Now the 5-time Grammy winner confesses that Kuru has eaten holes in more than a quarter of her brain. She has been officially declared medically retarded. But here's what the tapes reveal that she didn't intend. She's not the first, she's not the worst. She's just the one who got caught. She wants forgiveness. She's about to get something else entirely. Exposure. Don't go anywhere. We have the footage that will bring Hollywood to its knees. Coming right up. Celine Dion sold out stadiums from Tokyo to Rio. Her songs define the most iconic movie moments of the past 2 decades. And she rubs shoulders with DiCaprio, De Niro and Tom Hanks at the highest levels. She was untouchable, until now. Celine Dion has confessed on camera to drinking the blood of children. She knows she's going to hell, but here's the thing. She's asking the public for forgiveness. She's lobbying the US government to legalize child blood for people like her. The Epstein files released by the DOJ revealed that Dion is dying of Kuru, the prion disease that eats holes in your brain. the same fatal illness that can only be contracted by eating infected human flesh. Turns out the rumours that had been plaguing her for years were true. Back in 2023, a French TV show interviewed Gerard Ferret, the man who supplied drugs to the elite for decades. Ferret didn't hold back. He said major celebrities, including Celine Dion, were regularly consuming adrenochrome to stay young. That's the moment the panic began to set in.
L'adrénochrome, c'est du sang d'enfant qu'on prend sur des enfants de 3 ans pour commencer. Je suis en instruction à Dijon avec une juge qui m'a l'air un peu
mais ça, Gérard,
de
ça,
pas
Gérard,
vouloir aller trop loin.
Il y a des gens qui disent que ça existe, hein. Ils disent qu'il a raison là-dessus, que ça existe.
Céline Dion, elle en prend. T'as vu la tronche qu'elle a?
Non, mais non, arrête, non, Céline Dion, elle peut pas en prendre. C'est pas Céline Dion, je l'adore.
Je l'ai dit 50 fois.
Je l'adore, arrête pas Céline Dion, elle est magnifique.
Je l'ai dit 50 fois.
Non, pas Céline Dion.
The response from the media machine? Total meltdown. The network distanced itself, condemned the guests, and regulators launched inquiries. They buried the story the only way they know how. This is the same pattern we're seeing with Celine Dion right now. The edited clips, the sanitized stiff person syndrome narrative, the desperate damage control. This is why the Epstein files were a nightmare for Dion, revealing that her adrenochrome use spiraled into full-blown addiction during the COVID lockdown. She's referenced throughout the files, sometimes with her name blacked out, in emails that contain cannibal code words, including jerky, cream cheese baby, shrimp, and more. The emails reveal Dion's longtime property manager, John Christensen, also spoke in disturbing code words with Epstein, even handing over keys to Dion's sprawling Jupiter Island mega mansion. The files explicitly tie Celine Dion to adrenochrome use. She's revealed to be a purist, who prefers the blood-derived adrenochrome, and only occasionally touching child meat. Unlike Ellen DeGeneres, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Woody Allen, who prefer eating the flesh. Celine always saw herself as more elegant than the rest, said a former Inner Circle member. She called it the old vampire way. No chewing, no mess. Just pure liquid rush. The rush became legendary in Hollywood's darkest circles. Her team bragged privately that it made her giddy beyond belief.
My adrenaline, my heartbeat, my pressure, I'm like the dream is about to come true again for me tonight. I love it so much. But then I feel a spasm and my voice goes up. The medicine was burned out. It was gone.
She drank adrenalized blood before every performance, sometimes taking multiple hits. But every adrenochrome story ends the same way, with Kuru, the prion disease, and total self-destruction. Her body and mind began collapsing fast. As the Kuru drilled holes deeper into her brain, the once untouchable megastar started falling apart in public. And it was during the filming of an Amazon series about her battle with stiff person syndrome that the mask finally came off. When Celine Dion thought she was dying, when she believed she was seconds away from meeting her maker, she broke completely and confessed the full horrifying truth. This is the footage the production team thought they destroyed. They were wrong. We acquired it. And we believe it's in the public interest. Jeff Bezos personally commissioned the Amazon series about Celine Dion's supposed battle with stiff person syndrome. In reality, it was a case of the global elite looking after each other, running interference and covering their diabolical tracks.
It's pretty painful.
So there you go. She's dying from Kuru, okay, which is a disease that you get from drinking blood and eating flesh. Okay, he had mentioned infected flesh, and well, you know, truth be told, you know, people are sick, you know, and you are what you eat, and you're not supposed to eat people, okay. And so, you know, the video before this, Taylor Swift, okay, you know, wouldn't surprise me if she's into that too. So there you have it. You know, this is what is going on behind the scenes. This is the spiritual wickedness in high places. These people are pop stars. These people are you know, movers and shakers, if you will. Elon Musk, okay. These people, and he's I haven't seen him before. He's new to me. But anyways, you know, that's what they do at these Hollywood parties, man. You know, they instill fear in a child, okay, and when that adrenaline goes through their blood, you know, they'll make sure they'll extract that blood with the adrenaline in it, and they'll drink it. That's that adrenochrome. So that's what they do. Okay, they get a high off that. You see, And if you want, you can look this up when you get a chance, if you have social media. This was on IG. This is Nahum chapter 3 and 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. Okay, because Maduro wasn't the only one. We mentioned this from time to time. Even this guy, what's this guy's name? Vladimir Putin. Even he's mentioned that America are satanic pedophiles. It says, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. Okay, this is abominable filth. These people are they're eating babies. Make no mistake about it. Your presidents, okay, your senators, your people that are up. This is America. This is what's going on in America. This is what's going on in your government. The people that you vote for, okay. This is abominable filth. This is vile, okay? And they should be gazed at. They should be brought to justice. They should be embarrassed. They should be ashamed, okay, for all their doings. Okay, this is what's going on here in America. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste, and who will bemoan her? When shall I seek comforters for thee? And so this is spiritually speaking about Nineveh. Okay? This is figuratively speaking of America, I should say, This is Isaiah 47. And we'll start at 2. And that chapter speaking about Nineveh, and this chapter speaking about Babylon. Okay, the virgin daughter of Babylon. It's not speaking about Babylon itself, which is Iraq. In the ancient world, this is speaking about virgin daughter of Babylon. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, which dust means confusion. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, because the scriptures tell you in Revelation that there's no more rule for them in heaven. What is that? Let's get that real quick. Revelation 12. Right, and this is 12 and 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Okay, so the war in heaven is not speaking about before the world came to be. This is speaking about the end of the world. Okay. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. There's no more place for the dragon. It says 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which is the so-called white man. He is the devil. He's Satan, which he deceived the whole world. He was cast out on the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And those angels are basically his space force, his military. There's not going to be no more place for them in heaven. There's no more rulership. Okay, they're done. Okay, Michael has to intervene for the children of Israel. It tells you that in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. That, when the Lord returns with those UFOs, those spaceships, there's going to be a Star Wars, man, in the sky. 10th, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and kingdom of our power and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brother is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And he has to be cast down, because all he does is accuse the Israelites to the Most High, that they're the most wicked, they're the most lazy, they're the most evil, when really it's him. He's that devil and Satan. Okay, let's look up this word devil for all y'all who haven't seen us look this word up.
Strong's G1228. Diabolos. Diabolos.
This is a false accuser, devil, slanderer. And a Strong's definition. Oh, okay. metaphorically applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. There's no more room in heaven in rulership. He has to be cast down, and he's going to be cast down because that's why they created the Space Force, because they think they're going to be able to fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels. That's what it says. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, okay, and the dragon fought and his angels, which is, you know, their Space Force. So when we go back to Isaiah, there's no more room for them in heaven. They have to be cast out. That's what that's talking about. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans. There's no heaven. There's no place to rule. Okay, they're not gonna be able to rule in the skies anymore. They're not gonna be able to have the satellites and the knowledge, and, you know, and that all-seeing eye with their cameras everywhere. That's what they want to turn this into, a prison planet where they're the Most High, and they're high in the sky and they see everything. Okay, virgin daughter of Babylon. And the wise men of Babylon were what? The warlocks, the wise men. You know, this is speaking of spiritually, figuratively, the you know, these elites. They're the Chaldeans. The Bible's not going to tell you straight, you know, America. Those persons considered the wisest in the land by extension. Okay. We say down here, Chaldean, as if so descended, also an astrologer, as if proverbial of that people. Okay. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Okay, the Lord's not going to meet you as a man. Look at what they've done. Look at what they have done. This is, you know, and so nobody seems to care, okay, about what the government of the United States is doing. You see, we're not speaking treason. We're not doing too much. You know, we're not speaking too much. We're actually not doing enough. But the scriptures say, wait for me, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahshai, till he rise to the prey. It ain't us to get up in revolt. Nah, we ain't doing that. We're going to wait till the Lord brings us into Edom, like it tells you in Psalms. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name. Yahweh of hosts is his name. The Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. Okay? Thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms, right? Because America, you know, they think that there's such a beautiful kingdom, you know. I was wroth with my people, and I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. And that's the Israelites, man. Okay? The Lord let our enemies, which is Esau, Edom, rule over us. And they showed us no mercy. Upon the ancient has thou verily heavily laid the yoke, right? They don't care about the old or the young. Okay? You're a slave. Okay? And the old and the young had to serve in slavery here in America. We built America. The Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans built this place only for what? Only to be lied to about who you are. Only to know that this place was created by witchcrafts, by secret societies, Masons, Illuminati, the Skull and Bones, so on and so forth. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it. You see, they never considered the end. They only saw what was important, which was trying to dominate right now. They didn't think about Yahweh Bashem Yahshai letting them. It tells you that in 2 Thessalonians, only he who let will let until he be taken out of the way. We just read that, right? Did we not read that? Let's go back. See if we did. Fifth verse. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. And in time he was revealed. The Lord let these devils operate until they were to be revealed. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And they're going to be taken out of the way. They're not going to have no more rule in heaven. Okay? They're going to try to fight against Yahushua when he returns, but the Lord is going to deal with them for all their wickedness. Okay? And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Which are the prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, you see? So going back, we're going to be destroyed, man. For all their evil, Isaiah 47. We see what they're doing. Okay? We see what they're doing. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, thou dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. All right? Because this is there's nothing but enchantments in America. There's nothing but satanic symbols everywhere. All right? The Toyota with the all-seeing eye, those companies, Carl's Jr. with the pentagram. All right? When you look at Carl's Jr., there's a pentagram. Walt Disney with the hidden 3 6s. All the programming on TV, the subliminal messages, the music, okay, the Super Bowl halftime shows, they're satanic. The music, they bless the music with the demons. You buy an album from these pop stars and it has demons on it. You open up the package and there's a demon following it. That's what they said. That John Todd, he was ex-Illuminati, was saying that. Every time you buy a pop star's album, there's a demon, okay, that they invoke, and they send those demons with these albums. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I had to throw away a lot of CDs. You see what I'm saying? Because they're trying to enchant the people. The fads, the things that they say, the slang, all this is stuff, the worldly trends and stuff you see on the internet, all the crate challenges, all this stuff is geared to what? To distract you, to keep you far away from the Lord, to, even work. Everything in this society, the matrix, this whole illusion of what life is, man, is straight up witchcraft. It's sorcery, enchantments. Okay, but they're going to lose children. This place is going to see death and destruction. This place is going to be invaded. Okay, other countries will bomb America. America's not the end all be all. NLT, well, both these things will come upon you in a moment, widowhood and the loss of your children. Yea, yes, these calamities will come upon you despite all your witchcraft and magic, you see. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. You see, they got proud. They started to think that there was manifest destiny, that there's a reason why that they're ruling. There's a reason why we're under them. There's a reason why the Lord put us into captivity. Okay, and it must be because what? There's none else beside them. Okay, their knowledge, their wisdom hath perverted them. They became mad scientists. They're the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, doing all manner of iniquity. COVID, the vaccine, all the things that they're doing. I just did a video on the truth about the C-19 scandemic and how they made, how they're making biological chemical warfare, all this stuff, man. These devils are something else. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Okay? So they're going to get taken in the snare for what they've done. They're going to get exposed. They're getting exposed, and ultimately they're going to be destroyed. Okay? You can read the rest of this chapter. But basically, America's going to be destroyed, man. Okay? Rightfully so. This is what they're doing behind the scenes. This is where they get their power from, so to speak. You see? And it's many superstars, football players, musicians, actors, government officials, the rich elite. This is what they're into, man. Freaking off with sex magic and drinking blood, sacrifices, all this stuff, man. They leak it. You just got to be able to pick these things up. So more filth, more abominable filth. Just wanted to bring that out. Lord willing, this was edifying. I give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rokakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And a sincere salutation to you, Akim, and you Ak with the in all sincerity. Shalom.